Hi there, my name is Ethan Goldberg, and I'm here to talk about the 2010 collapse of the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. So this is a before photo of the unfortunate collapse of this stadium. So as you can see, it's fully caved in and closed off through this tarp that is on the roof, and we'll get more into that on the next slide. So a little bit about the stadium. The Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome started construction in 1979 and opened in 1982. And it was home to the Minnesota Vikings, which are an NFL team, as well as the Minnesota Twins, which are an MLB team. So you can imagine there's a lot of swapping in between games, but it's a little added info. And the stadium is designed much like Tropicana Field out in St. Pete, where it has the same tarp over the whole stadium that no foul balls are really going to leave. And up until this collapse, nothing was really entering or leaving the stadium through the roof. And a little bit about the construction of it. It was closed in through an exterior layer of Teflon coated fiberglass and an inner layer of fabric, which we can see up there. So, moments before disaster. So, on December 10th through 11th of 2010, there was a massive blizzard in Minneapolis that accrued over 17 inches of snow, which the city hasn't seen since 1985, and it brought wind gusts of up to 30 miles an hour. And once it started accruing a lot of snow, the management of this stadium was trying to get a crew to take the snow off, but the wind conditions were so high and very unsafe. So they decided to not do that, and they were unsuccessful in removing any of the snow and ice that accumulated. And on December 12th, in the middle of the night, the roof of the stadium collapsed in on itself. So pretty shocking before and after photos of this roof. And yeah, so this is right after the blizzard before the demolition occurred. So this is the stadium during demolition, and as you can see, there are a bunch of holes and penetrations on the top of the roof where I didn't provide the video, but I provided a screen grab in a previous slide. But you can see ice and snow just pouring through with no end in sight. And this is the stadium more into the demolition process, and you can see just this tarp is completely removed now for the most part. So something like this happens, and everyone wants to know how does this happen? So I think it's hard to pinpoint one specific reason, but I've gathered a couple reasons to kind of accumulate into this collapse. So the first thing that I came up with was the material. It's been open for this up until this collapse. The stadium was open for 28 years, and the Teflon coated fiberglass that they were using to seal this roof has a lifespan of about 35 years. And it does say that it's dimensionally stable at temperatures from negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So very well equipped for something like this. And while yes, it was nearing towards the end of its lifespan, it does seem a little premature without any other extraneous factors to add into this. So moving on from the exterior side, the inner layer, the fabric that we see here that got tore, it was also in a very vulnerable situation, and a small rip in the fabric, as stated by one of the members of the operations team, Pete Eisencheck, he said that it would tear the fabric like a bed sheet, so kind of like a domino effect. And I didn't provide the video here, but the video that I saw, it just kind of like snow poured in through all these holes, and it wouldn't stop. So next thing that I came up with was the snow load that was accumulating onto this roof, and there was so much added weight and pressure from it. Like I said, it accrued up to 17 inches of snow within these 2 days, and the roof itself weighs over 580,000 pounds, and all this snow and ice is just working down into the roof, which has very little support. So we have the material, the snow load, and then the wind load. So the wind we have to take into account had gusts of up to 30 miles an hour during this blizzard. And the person who designed the roof, David H. Geiger, stated that the roof required 250,000 cubic feet per minute of air pressure. So to kind of stabilize this roof, they were adjusting the temperature and adding air pressure to keep it stable. And it's pretty shocking that with the amount that it would be able to sustain, the wind gusts took over. Now, I think in terms of ranking the causes, I would have the wind gust at the bottom, but it definitely did not help the fact. I would definitely blame more of this on the snow and the material that was used, and just that it was nearing towards the end of its lifespan. But I think all three of these factors accumulated resulted into this unfortunate collapse. And these are my sources here and here. And thank you. I appreciate your time and have a great day.